Hello and welcome back to another review with me, Kevin, from Kevin Grant on Whiskey. This week you can see I have two glasses in front of me. Both look very similar, and to an extent they are. This week I'm going to do a kind of versus challenge. Two similar whiskies, what would be the best? I've tried to pick them as close as they can be for cask makeup and price point. So what I've got here on my left is the Balblair 12-year-old Highland single malt, 12 years old Balblair. And on my right, in this one that's got the etchings on the glass, I have the Arran 10. So the biggest difference here is 2 years of age statement. That is the kind of biggest difference. Both are Highland. Arran's a Highland Island, and Balblair is the Highland up. And I tried to pronounce this last time, Edgerton, when I've done the review on them. So I've reviewed them both already, but I thought I'm going to try and start finding some things that are similar, which I would recommend if I had a choice. I think they're both about £36, so less than £40. We've got 46%, non-chill filtered, natural colour, with an age statement on it. So it's ticking all the boxes. So I want to try and go through them side by side, taste them side by side, see what one comes out on top and what I would recommend for you guys out there. Again, welcome to the channel. If you're just new to it, thanks for subscribing. I've seen a wee bit of change. I've finally hit the 700 mark of subscribers, so really appreciate everyone that's coming along, leaving comments, who's liking, subscribing, all these things. So welcome, and welcome everyone that's been tuning in for a while. Appreciate you all guys being here. So let's start with, on the nose, we'll go with the Arran. Really fresh, kind of more tropical hit. Light, summery. Get this one on the nose, the Balblair. So Balblair is kind of a little bit more richer to it. I think with the cask makeup, if we look at that just now, the Balblair tells you everything on there. It's the American oak, ex-bourbon, double-fired American oak casks. So you can tell, I think it's got that lightly, a bit more brown sugar note to it. I think when you have a bourbon cask which has been kind of charred or toasted, it brings out those kind of deeper sugar notes to it. And on the nose, I can definitely get that. It's still light and fresh. The Arran's a bit more tropical. This is a little bit sweeter, slight little dunnage note to it as well, I would say. And finding the Arran, all I could really find out about that is a reused bourbon, so probably ex-bourbon cask, 10 years. We look at the colour on them both. They are similar. I would say potentially the Arran is that little bit darker. So we'll try the Arran first on the palate, see how that goes down, and we'll choose, then we'll move over to the Balblair. So 10-year-old Arran. Light, fruity, fresh, very clean. Slight bourbon notes that you usually get with that. A little bit of coconut shavings. Let's try it on the palate. Slainte, Arran. It's really nice. It's good mouthfeel to it. Wee bit of spice there. Right at the tail end of it. Wee bit nutty note. Clean, crisp, enjoyable. Balblair 12. So this is what's up against. These are the two that I find very similar. Kind of similar cask makeup to the best it can be. Price points there. Both Highlands. We just have 2 years more on the Balblair. So let's try this on the palate. Slainte, Arran. Oh, that's really good. It's going to be very difficult to choose between the both of these here. I found that it had that slightly little sweeter edge to it, a little bit dry at the end. Kind of more tropical fruit notes to it as well. The kind of your bigger sweet citruses like your pineapple, peachy notes. with that still the kind of brown sugar there too. I think it's kind of on the nose. We're just kind of revisiting that again. On the Balblair, I'm finding I'm getting a little bit more kind of wood shavings or that kind of dry wood note to it. Excuse me. The Arran's just very clean and crisp, fresh, and I think that's from maybe the single use, just the one cask. But as we say, the Balblair has been double fried, saying its complexity and warmth, and I would say I don't find it too complex. I find those kind of, as I said, the big tropical note to it with the kind of brown sugary hits to it as well. Slight dunnage on the nose. It's that little tiny bit of funkiness, and it's not as clean as the Arran. The Arran's a bit more floral now. Kind of more floral notes. I would say the Arran's definitely darker. Yeah, so that's not changed much for what I would say. 46%. I don't add water to these because I know I like them without water. I think the rawness of it and how they've been aged and the quality that comes just from the bottle is what I like. So let's weigh everything up here. I'll move these out of the way for a second. Keep them on the right side so I know who's who. So these are what we've got. Arran 10, Balblair 12. Price point, we are looking at £36 for each. Pro on this one is you're getting 2 years more age statement. The con is on this one is only a 10-year-old. And that's the only big difference. If I was to choose today from the impressions that I've got just now, I love Arran as a distillery. I love everything they do, and it usually comes out on top when I'm trying Arran. But today, Balblair, it could be the age thing. Unfortunately, Arran don't have a 12-year-old, which is fine. Their MO is the 10, and then the 18. I can't remember if they've got a 15 or not. I think it's 10, 18, 21, 25, which is fine. But I think maybe a bit more complexity on this, a bit more rounded on the Balblair, is what my taste buds today are enjoying more. If I have £36 to spend, I've got two of these in front of me, and I closed my eyes and they were mixed around, and I still chose one, I wouldn't feel downhearted if I got either or. I'd be happy if I got either or as well. But today, £36 in my hand, and I have to say I'm picking one. So far, it has to be the Balblair 12. I think that kind of roundness to it is absolutely magic. The kind of more tropical hit that I'm getting, that little bit of funk, is what my palate today is enjoying. But I compare it to the Arran when I reach for other days. It's just got that. So now smelling it there, clean, crisp. Now we're getting that icing sugar to it, the kind of powdered sugar. And smelling that there, going back, is something I would highly recommend if we kind of go off top of the for a little second, is don't always go back to the same dram. If you're having a dram, maybe sometimes pour two similar ones and see how different they can be, for how close they can be. They're unbelievably different, from little tweaks in how swan necks may be, how different barley strains, different water sources, different aging processes they do from where it's stored in the warehouses. It's magic. It's absolutely amazing just to have them side by side and how constantly they're changing for me. It's unbelievable. But as I say, the two in front, my Balblair 12 is the one that I have where my money's going to go. If I'm going to pick one for similarities, a nice bourbon cask matured whiskey, yes, it might have a slightly more kind of, say, muscle to it. It's got different casks, it's been recharred, it's got a little bit more depth. But Arran for just a second fill, potentially bourbon barrel's phenomenal. If that's what you like, if you want to get away from that sherry train just now, or something different, you want a clean, stripped back whiskey when it was made back in the day, aged in these types of casks and not put to anything else, this is what I'd be going for. So 2 of these today. A great wee surprise for myself. I would be honest, before it, I know I absolutely love Arran. I've had tons of Arran, and I've not had much Balblair. But today, Balblair comes out on top. Would I say with flying colours? Absolutely not. It's very difficult. But I'm going to pick that. £36, bourbon cask matured, Highland whiskey, owned by Inverhouse. Easily obtainable as well. It's part of the core range, so it's not whiskies that you're not going to see. You're definitely going to see them. But this, today, sorry Arran, you're out. And my victory of my Versus challenge is Balblair 12. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a wee comment. Let me know if you would choose the same, if you've ever done something like this, if there's anything else you'd like me to do. Leave a wee comment there. Leave a wee like if you've liked it as well. And as I say, thanks everyone for tuning in and leaving all these wee comments and likes and subscribing. It's massive. As I say, the goal this year is to get to 1,000. That's what I'm going to push for, and just keep the content coming every single week the best that I can. But as always, I've been Kevin from Kevin Gatton Whiskey. Join me next week. Let's talk whiskey. Slainte.